What's going on, guys? We're back at it again with another video, y'all. It's been a while since we posted on this channel, but we've been busy everywhere else. If you guys follow us on every social media platform, you know we've been consistent with Instagram, Facebook, the other YouTube channel.
Yeah, the vlog channel. Yeah. We have been really consistent there, like at least once a week. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about each channel because a lot of you guys were like, wait, you guys post vlogs here. What's the point of having the vlog channel?
Right.
Basically, the vlog channel is supposed to be like a daily vlog channel. So like for the day, we'll vlog there. Yeah. And this channel is more like weekly or multiple days. So just so you guys get the difference, just because we're not doing our old content anymore. So that's why we had to like switch it up a little bit. But the vlog channel was supposed to be for vlogs. And this one was supposed to be for like mukbangs and like other challenges. And on pranks, you guys know we used to do pranks and all that stuff.
We used to be heavy on the pranks.
We used to do heavy.
We don't do pranks anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like this video's been long overdue, y'all, because it's been 6 months now, almost 6 months. We're about to turn 6 months by the end of this month.
She's trying to see.
She's trying to see.
Yeah, she was supposed to be taking a nap. We actually put her down, and she woke up literally in like 10 minutes.
Right.
So
so we just say
whatever.
Let's just put her in the video since she want to be all up in our business.
Yeah, say hi.
She's looking for stuff to grab. That's all she's doing right now. But yeah, like I said, this video is long overdue. It's been 6 months, but I feel like this is the right time to do it. And it's our birth story.
Yeah. So I could finally talk without like crying. It's not as emotional anymore. Yeah. I feel like I can even joke about having another kid. Before, if you said like, oh, next year you guys gonna have a kid, I would look at you crazy. Like that's there.
It's part of me too. I told her to wait to tell you guys the birth story because if she did it after 1 or 2 months, she wouldn't be able to let you guys know exactly what's happening.
Because I would be crying.
Without crying.
Yeah. I think I can do this without crying. Yeah.
I think you can do this without crying. Hopefully.
I just did her hair.
Yeah, this is not. Look at this. She's pulling it.
She's like pulling out her little butt.
Yeah, I know. Well, quick update before we start on the birth story.
Update,
Bella Rose is crawling and she's pulling herself up. Like if she crawl by this couch, she'll pull herself up a little bit to grab whatever's on the couch. And what else she's doing?
Yeah, this is a fun age. Well, she's army crawling, not really crawling. She's not like
she be getting to them things fast. She get to whatever she wants quite fast.
Yeah, she's really quick with it.
Yeah, she's really quick.
What else? She's trying to climb out of the bassinet.
Yep.
So we really have to like start putting her in the crib. Honestly, the doctor told us to put her in her crib like at 4 months, but Mama Mir is just not.
I'm not trying to say my baby's advanced, but she's doing things a little bit early and fast.
So that's like a quick little update with Bella Rose. But yeah, let's get started with this video. Before we get started though, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, you guys, and don't forget to turn on your post notification so that you guys are notified every single time we post a brand new video. So this is how this all started, how baby girl came into this world. It was a Saturday night, October 25th. The day started bad to begin with, y'all. So unfortunately, you guys saw the video of meeting my dad for the first time after 30 years. Oh, nice to meet you. Pretty emotional. I got to share that with you guys, and that's really why we even started calling you guys cousins, because I was like, yo, I share everything with you guys, so you guys are my cousins for real. But unfortunately, we found out that day, that morning, that my dad actually passed away. Nobody wanted to tell me. My mom was here, my sister was here. They told Brenton, but nobody told me yet. I was in the room getting ready. I came out, I just felt the energy. It shifted. Nobody was really excited. No one was really trying to talk to me. Even Brenton, he didn't really want to tell me because they knew I would feel really sad, which will get me all riled up, which will then bring my blood pressure up. The doctors never told me I had high blood pressure during my pregnancy, but they did tell me like as we're getting closer to my due date, I need to like calm down and not get stressed out. So that's why everybody was trying to make sure they're like,
and Merlin is an empath. Whatever's going on is gonna affect her, even if it's like a family member or a friend or somebody she doesn't even know. So that's why I was trying to avoid telling her.
When I did go into the guest room, I did see my mom crying, and that's when they broke the news to me that my dad has passed away in Haiti. You guys already know he came to the US in Boston. He didn't really like it, so he just went back to Haiti. We did stay in communication, but the communication kind of stopped and wasn't as frequent as when he was here in the United States.
It's a little different when you didn't grow up with that specific family member. He didn't raise Merlinda. He didn't raise his daughters. So the relationship wasn't really like strong like that. That. It was just more like, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm having this going on. Can you help me out? With, this amount of money.
I was more than happy to help. It was more like, Dad, you need to call me too. Obviously, when that happened, I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's not like we had a really strong relationship. I was trying so hard to keep it together. But honestly, you guys, I walked out of that guest room and I started bawling. I just went insane because I wanted that father-daughter relationship. So obviously, I was staying in contact. I was telling him, hey, you need to call me. I'm pregnant. It was more like on that level, but I still enjoyed, like obviously talking to him and seeing how he's doing. So of course I thought I would be fine. I thought everything was okay. I said everything's fine, but I started crying. I started bawling my eyes out. And that's when my blood pressure just went through the roof. I started having a headache. I couldn't stop crying. And then my friend who is in San Antonio, she is a delivery nurse. She told me, go take your blood pressure. I took my blood pressure. It was like 150. Brent saw that. He was just like, okay, you need to calm down. You need to not think about this right now. I know this is bad. This is terrible news, but you need to like go take a nap, go to the room and go to sleep. I spoke to my friend. She literally had a panic attack. She's like, you need to go to the doctors right now. You going in that bedroom and sleeping, pregnant, 39 weeks pregnant, is not good, please. And then I was like, no, it's okay. I think it's just me hearing the bad news of my dad. Let me just take a nap. Brent told me just take a nap and just go to sleep. She started bawling her eyes out on the phone. She's like, please, Mir, go to that hospital right now. I can't lose you. So then I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, let me just go to the hospital. Thank goodness we already had my hospital bag packed. Your best hospital bag was packed as well. So that was good. So we're just like, okay, let's just go to the doctor, see what it is, see if they could give me a medication to get my blood pressure down. I just need my blood pressure to get lower so I can go home and go about my day.
That was not part of Merlinda's plan to stay in the hospital. No. She's like, this is the weekend, I have stuff to do. She just wanted to be in and out.
Because that was my plan. I was like, okay, just give me something for my blood pressure. I'm pregnant and we should be good to go.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie though. As soon as you said you're going to go to the hospital, I know they were going to keep you.
You know they were going to
I know they were going to keep you. Yeah, I already knew they were going to keep you.
Oh my God.
And I knew you were going to be pissed too.
Oh my goodness. So we got to the hospital and they took my blood pressure. Still high, still through the roof.
Actually went a little higher.
It went higher.
It was like 160.
Yeah, it got to 160 when I got to the hospital and they would not let me leave. They took me to triage. It was really quick. They're like, yeah, we can't let you leave with your blood pressure being that high and it's not going any lower. We're going to have to rule it as like a preeclampsia.
When someone has any blood pressure issues, we're looking at 37 weeks and pregnancy is done. Guess where you are. You've gone over that. Yeah. Because the risk of being pregnant versus under laid out stillbirth gets higher.
The doctors never told me I had that issue or I would even be close to having preeclampsia. So that literally made me so mad. I started crying. But I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm still going to have my birth plan. I'm just going to let them know my birth plan, which is to have baby girl vaginally. They talked about C-section as soon as I got there. They're like, we need to get her out of you now because your blood pressure is still high. I'm like, I have a plan. My birth plan is vaginally. Everybody I know had their baby vaginally. My mom, my sisters, my friends.
And one thing too though, when you were in there, they were giving you some stuff to kind of lower your blood pressure. And it did go down a little bit, but not that much. But the fact that she was preeclampsia, they was like, okay, there's no way we're gonna release you. And it can go because your blood pressure is unpredictable right now. So you were telling them like, hey, my due date is next week. Can I just go home and come back? They were like, no, they were not having it.
They were telling me things like, hey, we don't want you to go home because we don't want you to not come back or not make it. They were saying all these things to scare me and I was just like, wait, are you guys saying I could die? And they're like, yeah, preeclampsia is really that dangerous. That night I stayed. I remember I was crying. I did not want to stay. I was like, dang. And then they talked to us about C-section. They wanted her out that night and I was just like, no, we're not doing a C-section. Do whatever you got to do to make sure I have my birth plan, which is push vaginally. So they started me out with Pitocin, literally that night, and Pitocin, they started pumping me up.
I know Be careful.
Maybe we should have done this birth story when she was like just a newborn sleeping. Mama! But they started pumping me with Pitocin to get things moving, and nothing was happening. I was literally 1 centimeter dilated.
Yeah, that was Saturday night. That night, they kept coming in the room and checking her to see how many centimeter dilated. I think they did it every hour, honestly.
If you know, the way they check is just the most uncomfortable thing ever. And they just kept coming in to check. They kept saying, you're one.
And that thing was not working.
It was not working. I was not
They
moving.
keep upping up the dosage to make it go faster, and it was not happening at all.
It was to the point where they're like, okay, we're going to just stop the Pitocin, and then we're going to start again tomorrow. That night, I think that's when I was like finally able to eat again until I think the next morning. The next morning was when I was finally able to eat because they stopped the Pitocin. At that point, I was literally begging the doctors. I was like, please, can I go home?
Yeah, and we started saying, like, I think it's because her body, she's not due yet, so her body's not cooperating. Yeah. So that's why we were telling the doctors, like, hey, we can't force her to get to, 9 centimeter dilated? We can't force the body.
You were trying to advocate
I was trying to talk. It was like, hey, we can't force the body to dilate if it's not happening.
Yeah.
And keep pumping her up with Pitocin and because they keep upping up the dosage and keep upping it up.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe it's because she's
not ready.
She's not ready yet. Her birth date is literally next week, so she's 7 days ahead. So maybe because she's not ready yet. But I think they were adamant about the C-section.
The C-section was what they were really, really, really pushing for.
Yeah, that hospital is known for C-section. When I did my research, they're really known for C-section. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I was wondering, like, why are you guys pushing it so much? But I will say, we should have said this to begin with. Yeah. Listen to your doctor. So as they're pumping me with the Pitocin, my blood pressure is still going up. And I think it was the stress of keep getting pumped, the waiting. I'm stressed out. I'm a little scared.
At this point, it's Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And
Sunday during the day.
Sunday during the day. And Sunday during the day. And there's like a different nurse coming in at night and during the day.
She's going to her aunt now, y'all. Just saying that.
And they're telling us something different.
Yeah.
Like each nurse is saying something a little bit different, but they're still keeping up with the C-section. I wanted to make sure I listened to Merlinda to see what she wanted to do with her body.
And that's what I kept hearing from like my friends, my family members. They always say, stick to your birth plan. And that's what I thought I was doing. My mom was here, my sister was there, hubby was there. Everyone was trying to advocate for me to stick to my birth plan, which was to have a vaginal birth. And that's what we were going for. Yeah. But the doctors were pushing C-section. Yeah. But they had every reason to, because my blood pressure was going so high. After the break with the Pitocin, we started up again, this time with a higher dose.
And this is Sunday night.
At 9 p.m.
Right.
Yeah. So by that time, after the break, we're back on with Pitocin. And my blood pressure is still skyrocket. I think I got to like 170. I did get to 3 centimeters, which the second time I had to do Pitocin. Yeah. I got to 3 centimeters. And then the next morning, which is now Monday morning, they checked me and they saw that I got to 4 centimeters.
At this point, it's been too much.
Yeah.
Like her body's stressed. Yeah. They keep up with it. They're like, yeah, we done all we can, and you're not getting there. Yeah. And you preeclampsia at this point. Yeah. And your blood pressure is not going down at all. It wasn't even like budging down. It was like going the opposite way. Yeah. So that's when another doctor came in. Like spoke to us like, hey, listen, I know you had your birth plan. I know this is what you wanted. I know you wanted to vaginal, but you need to do this for your baby, and you need to do this for yourself, because they did check your cervix too. Merlinda's cervix was so tight that it wasn't even like her cervix was just way too tight. And it wasn't opening up at all. So the baby was sitting high. That's what the doctor was saying.
That's what they kept saying. It was just like, she's high and her head was down, but she was just really high. She was not moving in the direction she needed to move at all. And so what did we do? We kept pushing for the vaginal birth. Yeah. And honestly, when I think about it now, I just regret it, because I could have literally lost my life. We kept pushing for the vaginal birth even after all of that. Yeah. So then she was like, okay, next thing I could do is try this balloon method. And I never heard about this, and this is why I wish we took like a birth class or something like that, so we can know of everything. I never heard of this balloon thing, but what they do is they stick a balloon in your cervix and then they kind of like pump it up that way. So we tried that so that it can help like open up and dilate. Yeah, you get it with the terms.
Yeah, so it can help her dilate even more, and
Yeah.
the balloon will just stay there. They'll check it every 45 minutes and like to see if they need to pump it even more or if they need to reduce it.
Yeah.
But the only thing with the balloon, and this is what I'm saying, like with every nurse, they have a different knowledge.
Yeah.
So they have a different nurse in a different shift that came in, and she was like, "Wait, they give you they put a balloon in you." So I'm quoting the nurse at this point.
Yeah.
The nurse was like, "The only thing I don't like about this balloon method is." Once it's inside of you, you can dilate to like 7 centimeters, and then once they take it out, it can go back to 5. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what is the point
yeah,
of
we're
that
just like,
thing?
wait,
Like,
what? And I remember when they even talked to us about putting the balloon, Brenton asked the doctor, this was the doctor that did it. He was just like, so now we're trying this balloon method. When you take this balloon out, is it gonna go back down? The doctor was like, no, that should not happen.
Which I'm
it
thinking of like
go down.
common sense. I'm thinking of a common sense way. She said, no, that does not happen. So
and
I'm
for
like,
you
okay.
to even ask that question,
I know.
I would never even think to ask that.
Right.
I think if you're telling me to try this balloon method, that's how I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But for you to ask that, I was like, thank you for asking that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I just wanted to know because if you're forcing something to open, when it doesn't have any resistance anymore, you take the thing that was forcing it to open, you take it out. It doesn't have any resistance. That means it's gonna shrink back down.
That's what you're thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. But
so the doctor was like,
said,
no, that shouldn't happen. After they removed the balloon, you guys, I was at 6.5 centimeters. I was so happy. I was like, yes, I had a sense of hope. I felt like, okay, things were finally moving along because I've been in this hospital. People are trying to force me into a C-section that I don't want.
Right.
It was just very stressful. Like my mental was just literally losing it. She left. I'm at 6.5. We're happy. So this nurse comes in, and I know you guys know that nurse. I'm not going to mention any names. If you guys watched the birth vlog, you guys would have seen that nurse, which was so incredibly rude. Not trying to talk to us. Brenton's asking a question. She's very rude. So how long have you been here? Well, I'm telling her my story, and she's like, dang, that's a long time. Whatever. And then I'm just like, okay. But today, we're at 6.5 centimeters. She's like, that don't mean nothing. It could go back down. Like, I'm laughing now, but after that experience, I could not stop crying. Like, even coming back home, I could not stop crying about how that lady treated me. She's like, that don't matter. I'm like,
yeah, that was
Brent was like, no, I asked the doctor, the actual doctor.
Yeah.
And she was like, these people don't know what they're doing.
Oh my God.
What? What do you mean they don't know what they're doing? Like, my life is in their hands.
Yeah, I know.
Here.
I know.
She's like, that don't matter. Like, they don't know what they're doing. I'm like, okay. So she's like, yeah, you could go back down. She's like, you want me to check you? She checked me. She's like, yeah, you're at 5.
Yeah, I was like.
So I'm like, we're going back down?
I don't know. I don't know if the nurse was having a hard day or a hard time. I don't know what was wrong with that nurse, but she was not it. She was not it. And it was like such a negative vibe all around.
Later that night, like I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Now it's like
Tuesday. Right,
yeah, now it's Tuesday, 2 o'clock in the morning. My water breaks. And then she comes back in. I'm like freaking out. I'm just so mad it had to happen around her. I'm like, hey, my water broke. She came in. She's like, let me check to see where you are. And when your water breaks, you guys, that's when the real contractions start. Yeah, I was doing good with no epidural. I kept saying, no, I don't need an epidural.
I know. Well, Melinda has a high pain tolerance. So
when
she was like cramping and stuff, that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. When she was cramping, she was like, whoa, if that's what it is, then I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Like, this is nothing. The cramping wasn't that bad for her. It's
when the water breaks,
oh my
goodness. That's when that pain is the pain I just never want anyone to ever experience. But then again, I want you guys to have a baby. So obviously, but that pain was excruciating. Like, it was so bad. So I called the lady in. She comes in, very chill, very monotone. Yeah. She was like, all right, let me check you. I was like, I think it's happening.
Oh, you asked her for, you said like the pain is unbearable and can you give me something? She was like, you'll be fine.
She was like,
I have 3 kids.
Yeah. She's like, I had 3 kids. I'm like, this is my first. What does that matter that you have 3 kids?
And her
first.
The look on her face is like, it's kind of like she's like, Melinda's exaggerating.
Yeah. She looked at me like I was just doing too much.
Right.
That's what she was looking at me like. She checked. She's like, you're at a 7.5. Still nowhere near giving birth. I'm like, so then I told her, please get me the epidural right now. 30 minutes. They finally came. She's trying to do paperwork. Brenton's trying to see if he can sign for me. She was just like, are you the one giving birth?
Can I sign it or even I? Huh?
You getting it?
No, I'm the husband. Oh, really? What if the person is in pain?
Well, yeah, Merlinda was laying down and in pain, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just sign off because I don't want her to worry about looking at papers and signing and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll sign everything. But she was like, oh, you the one giving birth? I'm like, no, but I'm her husband. She was like, oh, that don't matter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
The other nurse had you sign other things for me before,
Right.
so that's why
So I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? I was gonna go off on her, but I'm like, this is not the time right now. Merlinda's in pain. And I was just gonna be like, bro, that's what happened when you have a husband. Like, you can get to sign like stuff for your wife, but I'm like, this is not the time. This is not the time and place for this right now. Let me just like, okay, she can sign it. Blah blah blah. She signed. I just wanted her to get the epidural. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, I signed. They finally came. I was holding on to Brenton so that they could put that big needle on my back, y'all.
Bro,
I was squeezing the crap out of him.
Merlinda embraced me, right? And mind you, I have a sweater on, right? And Merlinda has the hospital clothes on, and she's squeezing the life. And obviously, she's squeezing me, and I feel like she's squeezing me. They're putting the needle on her back, but I don't want to budge because obviously you can't move. You don't want the needle to go somewhere else, and then she end up paralyzed. Yeah. So I'm just taking it, and she's squeezing. Oh shit, she's squeezing so much to the point that
I'm also having contractions, bad ones.
She's squeezing to the point that she got in my breathing circulation. So I'm like,
he's about to pass out.
I feel like I'm about to pass out, but I'm holding on for 5 minutes straight. I already felt like I was about to pass out. Yeah. So I was just holding on, but this thing was taking so long, and I told the nurse, I'm like, can you come hold her for me? I feel like I'm about to pass out because I'm hot and she's squeezing the life out of me.
Yeah. So and that nurse, she did not want me to hold her. Right. So she was just like, can y'all get him a wheelchair? He's about to pass out.
Right. And I'm like,
yo, this lady sucks. Nurse. So she gave me a pillow. So I was squeezing the pillow to continue on with the epidural. Like, that was not supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to be no movement or any, like you're leaving and then they're giving me a pillow. Yeah. With the epidural, you're supposed to stay still the whole time. Right. Literally in the middle of it, Brent is about to pass out.
But I didn't want to pass out and then drop and then you have to hold me. And that's why I was thinking ahead of time.
Yeah, so that's why you got me the pillow. Right. And then that's when they continued and finished the epidural. But that could have been bad really, really fast. Yeah. So I got the epidural. I felt so much better, by the way. Like, that is the truth. If you guys can get the epidural ASAP,
it kicked in right away.
Do it. It kicked in real fast. Like, I think like within like 20 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm good. Again, another little victory. Okay, my water broke. I felt like things might be moving. I got the epidural. I'm not feeling anything. That's when I was able to finally go to sleep. Like, it was like around 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, cool. I can go to sleep. This time, there's a new doctor. This is not my doctor anymore. This new doctor comes in. My blood pressure is now at 180, y'all.
Yeah, that blood pressure went up crazy high. And everybody started panicking.
Everyone started panicking. And that's when I literally thought I was going to die. I seriously thought, like, this was the end. That was at this point I was like, yo, just let's get the C-section. The morning of, when Nene, my mom, came in, everyone's just like looking at me. I could see the panic and I could see the scaredness in their eyes. Nene's telling me, don't look back there, don't look back there. Right. My mom's telling me, don't look back there. And then that's when I started seeing my mom starting to pray. I see her going to the bathroom, getting on her knees. I see you going into the bathroom. I was like, okay, something is seriously wrong. So then when the doctor came and then they're like, hey, what's going on? I heard you don't want to do a C-section. And then I'm just like, can you just check my cervix to see if I'm good now? Because it was 7 last night. My water popped. Yeah. Like, what is it now? They checked, y'all. Basically going down. It's at 7. Right. So I heard 7.5 last night, 7 in the morning. Yeah. And then the baby is still very high. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't even talk without throwing up. Right. I just started throwing up. Projectiling, throwing up. All right, sorry, y'all. Our camera died. Yeah. But where we left off is I started just projectile vomiting. Like, I could not talk without, like,
out of nowhere. So it was at that point, and I'm like, wow, this is getting serious. After that, there was like another doctor that came in right after she started throwing up. She's like, what's going on? And the doctor's like, all right, if you really don't want to go towards the C-section route, what we can do is get a vacuum. Yeah. So I remember I was asking her a question, like, how does that work? It's like, well, they're going to do something. They're going to vacuum, like, hold the baby. I'm like,
yeah, that's when I was like, okay, this is getting too much. Just do what you guys got to do. Yeah. this is when I finally was like, okay, I trust you guys.
Yeah.
Just do what you guys got to do.
Yeah.
And
Because at this point, your life was on the line.
my
High
life
blood
was
pressure,
on the line.
preeclampsia, and now they're talking about vacuum. And after Melinda said, "All right, you guys do what you got to do," I saw that they get another doctor in and somebody else in to kind of like talk to us about how C-section work. It's kind of like a little mini class, and I'm like, wait, what the hell?
Yo, they played it on the screen.
They played it on the screen, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Because at that point, I'm like, yo, you guys are scaring me even more now. Because when people are like telling you, like giving step by step of how something works, that means it's like really, really serious.
Yeah, no, they just wanted to obviously do everything to protect themselves, and I completely understand that. But I was so scared. It's just like everything happening all at once. Everything was happening so fast. I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I started telling my sister. I told Brenton. I was like, please tell Bella Rose that her mom loved her. At that point, I was just like, just save her.
After you said that though, I approached the doctor on the side and I kind of talked to the doctor and I was like, so is it safer for her to do the C-section compared to the vacuum? She's like, can assure you we've done thousands of C-section. Seeing how she is right now, it's safer to go towards the C-section route. So that's when I kind of like calmed down a little bit. And I was like, because I was freaking out because I see like multiple people in the room. They're about to wheel her out of the room to go to the operation room.
Yeah.
And that's after I talked to the doctor, she's like, the C-section is much better. It's much safer. And I'm like, how long does that usually take? Oh, she was like, oh no, it's quick. And you know how like I feel like somebody's seen something so much and they're so calm about it.
Yeah.
Like she was like, no, it's quick. It's 30 minutes top. And I'm like, I'm reading her body language and I'm like reading her face and I'm like, wow, she seemed like she's very confident about the C-section thing. So let me just like, calm down a little bit and be there for Melinda because Melinda's still in the bed. They're putting together the bed because the bed they have to like unbuckle stuff.
Everything was just happening so fast.
Everything
I did
was
not know
happening so
what was
fast.
going on.
Yeah. And then I had to get my stuff out of that room. We had to clear out the room and Melinda's sister is packing her bag and stuff like that and they're wheeling Melinda out.
I hear
and they had to
praying. My mom was just like...
Mom was like going... My mom was going crazy in the room.
It was just so chaotic. And all of that could have been avoided if I had just listened to them at first. And this is why I said, you guys, just listen to your doctors, honestly. Yeah. They know best. We don't know best. They know what they're doing. They have all these years. Of course, God will always have the final say. God knows even better. Yeah. But as far as like, right there in that moment, if they're telling you, hey, you have preeclampsia, your blood pressure is not going down.
And multiple of them telling you.
Multiple is telling you of the same thing. Yeah. Just listen. Because honestly, I could have literally lost my life. Yeah. Like, I know I'm not being dramatic when I'm saying this, but like, y'all, I could have literally lost my life. And this is why I wanted to finally tell the story. Because if you guys are pregnant, if you guys are having your bundle of joy, it's so much better if you guys are here with your baby versus like your baby having to be here without you, honestly. Like your baby needs their mom, honestly. So it doesn't matter about this person had a vaginal, this person had a C-section. At the end of the day, your baby's here and that's all that matters.
And I feel like a big deal about vaginal or C-section. But so the thing is like we have to focus on results.
Yeah.
As long as you get the positive result, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how the baby come about. As long as the baby's healthy, you healthy. I don't care I don't care if I had a C-section or you had I still have a baby. Like, I don't really care. The people just need to stop worrying about things that
honestly,
don't
it's
matter.
Just social media, honestly. Like, and that's why you don't read into it. Don't pay attention to it. Because I could have literally, when I think about that, that's the part that always makes me cry. Because I could have been missing out on my baby girl. Yeah. Because of how stubborn, hard-headed, and how I just wanted the control of having it my way, or what I've seen, what my mom has done, what my sisters have done, what my friends have done. I could have lost my life trying to follow. Like, comparison is literally the thief of joy, the thief of life, the thief of everything. Like, don't compare. If your body is not letting it happen, don't focus too much on the plan. Focus on what the doctor is telling you, what your body can do. And if your body is not, they were literally telling me, hey, your body does not want to do this.
Yeah, there were so many different things too, like your cervix is too tight, your hips is not opening up.
The baby's
I'm
too
not
high.
trying to, I'm trying to keep it PG a little bit. One of the doctors, they went to check Melinda's dilation to make sure she's like, you know, what, 9-10 centimeter dilated?
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, whoa. I'm like, wait, what is going on, bro? Like, what would you... Okay. I think she was trying to make a joke.
We could have left that part out. Let's just... I'm cutting this part out.
So all this thing was going against what Merlinda wanted to do for her, like, you know, birth plan.
Yeah.
So when
don't stick to a birth plan. Everybody was telling me, make sure you
don't
have
be
a birth
strict.
plan.
Have a birth plan, but don't be strict.
Yeah. Everyone was like, make sure you have a birth plan and make sure you get doctors and doulas that's gonna actually be there for you. I had a doula as well, but it was a virtual doula. That's the whole point of a doula, is for them to advocate for you. And my sister, my mom, Brent especially, did a great job at like making sure I try to get to my birth plan, but at what cost though? To be sticking at that birth plan and just shoving it in all these doctors' face, all these nurses' face, letting them know this is what I want. I want a vaginal. At what cost?
Right. Yeah.
At what cost?
And y'all, when I tell you, after the wheel up Merlinda into the operation room to get the C-section, and I walk in there, it did not even take 45 minutes.
Did it?
It literally took like 30 minutes, and the baby was out, crying and healthy.
I remember I kept looking at that clock, so it really was like 30 minutes. But we ended up staying longer at the hospital because I had postpartum preeclampsia. So now there's preeclampsia, postpartum. They said the only way you could clear preeclampsia is by giving birth. Finally did the C-section. I still have preeclampsia. My blood pressure was still through the roof, y'all.
Yeah. They ended up keeping us in the hospital for another 5 days.
Yeah.
And I remember they kept giving Merlinda medicine. They kept giving Merlinda other drugs to
magnesium.
Like they had to, like, you know, give her a whole bunch of. And baby girl was in the hospital. Merlinda was like just like a corpse, basically. She couldn't move around too much because they didn't want her to be stressed or do a lot of like activities. So her blood pressure won't go up. So I had to like stay in the hospital, take care of Bella Rose, and they just keep giving Merlinda medicine, and her blood pressure is not going down at all.
Yeah, it was really scary. Like the postpartum preeclampsia scared me because then obviously, like I had the baby, so now I'm looking it up online, like what is postpartum preeclampsia. Yeah. People say like you can die after giving birth. It was a lot, you guys. Like mentally, it was a lot. So please do not go in our comments asking for baby number 2.
Yeah, no, that's I'm traumatized, and I'm pretty sure Merlinda is even more traumatized.
I'm traumatized. You seeing it, I know you're traumatized.
I was so stressed. Like you can see me depleting. Like you can see it. Like I lost literally 15 pounds within that week. Yeah. Within that week, and it's not like I wasn't eating. I was eating, but I was just depleted because I was really, really scared. If you guys been with us for a long time watching our channel, that was my main thing. I have a fear of, you know, losing my partner to pregnancy because my mom, you know, passed away when I was really, really young, and she was pregnant. And I have a fear of that. And I was like trying my hardest not to let, you know, the situation put me down because I wanted to stay strong for Merlinda. But the back of my head, I was going through it, and I was like, oh my God. I was going to the bathroom, praying. I was like, please God, if you let her come out of this, I'm never gonna get her pregnant no more. I was thinking about all of that.
That's what God wants.
I'm like, I'm good. Until this day, people are like, oh my God, you guys just saying. I'm like, bro,
you guys don't know me.
You don't know me. I'm good. Yeah. It's okay. I'm good. Like, by the grace of God, if she gets pregnant again, obviously, we husband and wife, I'm not gonna make her get an abortion. But trust me, right now, I'm taking all the precautions not to get her pregnant. And she can't even get pregnant until 18 months later. They said that, like, careful.
Be very careful.
When it comes to C-section, you can't get pregnant right away.
But people have babies literally like after C-section. You're like,
I am good. The only reason we'll have 2 if she really wants the second one, because Bella Rose is by herself.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, you know, like when I'm trying to get work done and I put her right here on this mat and I'm looking over at her from the kitchen.
She's just playing by herself.
She's just playing by herself. And I'm just like, oh my God, am I going to be selfish and not give her?
Some people say like when they grow older, you want them to have a sibling, so they won't. When we pass away, they won't be
by herself
in the world. They're gonna be by. But I'm like, I hope she's married with a husband by the time we're gone. You know what I mean? And kids, so she's not gonna be by herself. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really don't want to do this again, guys. Like I'd rather adopt before I even go through this again. Honestly, I'd rather adopt.
Oh my God, I'm just. Y'all, I am feeling blessed. Thanks to God. I really just want to give all the glory, all the things to God, because if it wasn't for God, I would not be here before birth, during birth, even afterwards. Because afterwards, even when I got home, this is some stuff that you guys didn't see. When I got home, we kept having to go back to the hospital because my blood pressure kept going up. We got home, I had to be right back over there.
2 days later.
2 days later, had to go back. They keep giving me medication. So right now, I'm on medication for my high blood pressure. It's really impacting my heart. It's heart palpitation. It's just it's just a lot. So I really want to give Bella Rose a sibling, but I don't know how I'm going to do this. With my body is just not functioning. Fluid. I'm still super inflamed. My feet is still a little swollen. Almost 6 months later, you guys.
I know.
So
and
I
you
don't
said
know how
you still
my
feel
body.
numb.
I still feel numb right here. But people are saying that that's normal. But I'm like, come on, guys. What's not normal? What's not normal? Everything is normal to everyone, but because my doctor said the C-section scar still being a little inflamed and it still hurts, and then the numbness. They said all of that.
You're still trying to work on losing weight, and it's not you're inflamed and it's not working out. It's just a whole bunch of stuff.
My breast milk didn't come. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't have the best experience or the experience everybody talks about, but my experience is the best for me because I'm here and Bella Rose is here. That's all that matters.
So this is our birth story, guys.
So that's our story,
it wasn't pretty at all.
Yeah.
The pregnancy was pretty.
Yes. I like the pregnancy, y'all. Y'all saw me showing my belly. And this is why I did that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear my little crop tops. I'm going to show my belly. I seen some comments where they're like, put your belly away. It's not cute, whatever. No. I was like, I'm going to enjoy this pregnancy. I'm going to be cute.
Because it was good to you.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't throw up in the beginning. I feel like that projectile vomiting during the birth, I feel like that was all the
throw up you didn't do.
That I didn't get to do.
But you were eating perfectly fine.
Everything
Your
was
blood
perfect.
pressure, every time we go to the doctor, they say blood pressure is normal.
Yeah.
That pregnancy was so smooth. And then the birth was I'm like, damn.
Let's not say we didn't have a bad birth experience, because a bad birth experience is one of us not making it out. So the fact that we're both here, we're still good. Baby girl's thriving. She's with her aunt right now, sleeping, hopefully by now, because she was being fussy with her nap today. But the fact that we're both here, that's a good birth.
Honestly, I'm enjoying parenthood because I'm ready for it. That's the main reason why I didn't have kids at a young age, because I wanted to make sure I'm ready and I'm prepared, and when I'm in the trenches, I'm there. But the whole raising a child, the birth was chaotic. Now we have to worry about SIDS and all that crap.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
when we got home, we were freaking out.
I was freaking out every hour. I used to wake up.
Dude, he would wake up
panicking.
He would wake up in full panic to go check her bassinet.
Okay, but the whole first time.
I know what you mean. The first time we're freaking out.
They usually say mom usually have that kind of.
Oh no, I
but
did.
I feel like I was having a little bit of that, and I didn't even give birth.
No. Like I was saying to Pri when I was talking to my sister earlier, I was like, "Yo, is it normal to constantly think about that?" I really don't want to say it because power of the tongue, the whole SIDS that they talk about. Is it normal to keep thinking about that? Because I was telling her, I was like, girl, I thought about it all the time. The only reason I did that is because I kept it in my head, because I didn't want it out there. I didn't want to exude that energy. I didn't want that energy out there. That's why I kept saying, babe, she's good. But trust me, I was freaking out. There was some times where I had anxiety. There was times where I would go to the hospital. I was scared to hold her. They diagnosed me with postpartum anxiety and postpartum preeclampsia. And they even tried to diagnose me with postpartum depression. But I was like, oh, I rebuke in the name of Jesus. All of that is not happening to me. So that's really why I didn't want to take the medication they were trying to give me for all of that stuff. Please don't do what I do, please. Everybody's different. I was just like, okay, I really got to get my mental, because if I do, I'm going to be stuck on these medications. And I honestly, it was just something I didn't want to do. Obviously, if it gets worse and I have to be on those, trust me, I will. I'm not opposed to getting any help. So maybe
I wonder if the husband or the men get
postpartum depression
too, because I don't know what I was thinking.
No, maybe it was you probably had postpartum anxiety like I did.
Maybe I definitely had anxiety. I was very anxious. I definitely
still a little anxious.
Yeah, I definitely had anxiety in the beginning. I know that for sure. But I had to like train my mind to like, yo, bro, just chill out.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why I'm like, bro, I don't know how anybody can do this by themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Shout
by the
out
grace
to
of
all
God,
mountains.
that's how they're getting through it. Because I'm like,
it's God.
What? You by yourself doing this? And then you have to go to work? And then you have to come back to take care of it? I'm praying for all of y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to all the single mothers.
Yeah.
All the mothers out there in general, the parents.
Yeah.
Because we're parents and we're like looking at each other like, babe, this is some real shit.
This is some real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our birth story. I know we went on and on and on. We just wanted to put it out there so that if any one of you guys are going through it, please listen to your doctor, pray, and just enjoy the process. Yeah. Don't be as stressed as we are, especially right now. Like we're 6 months postpartum, and I would say like we're getting better, but we're still anxious. We're still anxious. It's getting better though.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure we're ready to tell you guys exactly what happened because if we did this at the beginning after baby girl gave birth, it wouldn't be
more.
It would just be going in circles. But this is the end of the video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the post notifications to get notified every single time we post a brand new video.
Bye guys.